And happy Independence Day. 25 facts you didn't know about July 4th. Show starts now. And welcome to Outpost Show. Hope you're having a great fourth. Thank you for spending just a few minutes with me. I have some interesting things I want to talk about. I think it's going to surprise you. 25 facts you didn't know about the 4th of July. Let's get started. 25 facts. Okay. This is an article from The Pioneer Woman, and Josiah Soto wrote this on June 17th. And I thought it was something really good. So we're just going to go into this real quick. First one was John Adams predicted that Independence Day would be a huge celebration for many generations to come. In a letter he wrote to his wife, Abigail, he declared that the day should be filled with games, sports, parades, and laughter. He basically wrote out our list of the best things to do on 4th of July. Now, this is going to be updated here. So this is interesting. Independence Day was once celebrated on July 5th in 1779. Next one is this is one interesting. 3 U.S. presidents have died on the 4th of July, including John Adams, James Monroe, and Thomas Jefferson. And John Adams and Thomas Jefferson both died on the same day in 1826. There are some copies of the Declaration of Independence with a woman's signature on it, of all things. Mary Catherine Goddard wasn't one of the official signers in 1776, but the printer and publisher added her name to the Declaration of Independence after she was hired by Congress to print copies. The 50th star was added to the American flag on July 4th, 1960. It symbolized Hawaii's admission as the U.S. 50th state. And guess what the 49th state was? The great state of Arizona, where I live. Next, John Adams thought Independence Day should be celebrated on July the 2nd, of all things. He had a point. Given that the Continental Congress did declare its freedom from Great Britain on July 2nd, 1776. However, an official document explaining this move to the public wasn't published until 2 days later on July 4th, 1776. America consumes a lot of hot dogs on July the 4th, about 150 million to be exact. That's 30 millions of pounds of hot dogs on July 4th. Poor pigs. So the Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest began over a century ago. So I guess it's been around for quite a long time. Next, despite what you might have thought, only 2 men signed the Declaration of Independence on January 4th. Did you know that? You can thank John Hancock. This is why they always put your John Hancock and Charles Thompson for this one. The rest of the delegates signed within weeks that followed. There are approximately 16,000 Independence Day fireworks displays that take place each year. Next, when we look at the cost America spent over 1 billion, that's 1 billion on fireworks every 4th of July. This fact, it just blows our mind. July 4th wasn't an official holiday until almost 100 years after the Declaration of Independence was signed. It wasn't common to celebrate this patriotic event for the first few decades of America's independence. When it was established as an official holiday in 1870, it became one of the most popular non-religious celebrations in the United States. Next, there were only about 2.5 million people living in the United States in 1776. This number That number is drastically different from the approximately 332 million people that live here today. Interesting. Next, hospitals receive a surplus of patients on July the 4th due to fireworks related injuries. In 2020, an estimated 15,600 people were hospitalized with injuries related to fireworks. So if you're out there, learn proper firework handling protocol can help prevent any of these mishaps, or just don't fire any. Next, our national anthem wasn't the Star Spangled Banner until 1931. It took 117 years for the words written in 1814 by Francis Key Scott to gain federal recognition. Now it is easily one of the most famous songs in the country. Next, you won't believe this, the One World Trade Center in New York was designed to be 1,776 feet tall. One of the most popular, spectacular features of the building is its height, which represents the year America declared independence from Great Britain. Still owe them people. The Liberty Bell hasn't been rung since 1846. This is a great story. Every time on the 4th of July, children who are descendants of the Declaration signers tap the Liberty Bell 13 times. It's a sentimental tradition to help honor the original 13 colonies. The last time the bell was rung was on George Washington's birthday, first president, in February 1846, when a major crack appeared on the bell. Hope I read that right. Next, the first newspaper to print the Declaration of Independence was the Pennsylvania Evening Post. They didn't waste any time either. The Declaration was published in the paper's Saturday issue on July 6, 1776. It was soon published in other newspapers throughout the colonies, and there was even a German translation of it printed in the Pennsylvania Stadtblatt. I slaughtered that, which was a newspaper that catered to Pennsylvania's large German population. Next, George Washington celebrated the 4th of July in 1778, even though he was at war. Interesting. On July 4th, 1778, George Washington treated U.S. soldiers to a double ration of rum and a cannon salute. And that's probably where the fireworks started. It was once considered disrespectful to keep your business open on the 4th of July. Before the Civil War, people who kept their businesses open during the holiday were deemed unpatriotic. However, it became more acceptable after the war when the store owners started holding patriotic 4th of July sales. Of course, the money. It's a tradition in New England to eat salmon on the 4th of July. Gee, I wonder why. Eating salmon and peas on Independence Day is a New England practice that dates back centuries. Many swear by the recipe and have made it a staple for the American holiday. Will this be something you cook up on your 4th of July barbecue? Next, there are other countries that celebrate America's independence on the 4th of July. Countries like Denmark, England, Norway, Portugal, and Sweden. There is one U.S. president who was born on 4th of July. That was America's 30th president. Calvin Coolidge was born on July 4th, 1872. A time capsule was buried by Paul Revere and Samuel Adams. On July 4th, 1795, the two men placed the capsule under Massachusetts State House in Boston. It was discovered more than 2 centuries later by workers fixing a leak. When state officials opened it, they discovered a pine tree shilling coin, a copper medal engraved with an image of George Washington, several newspapers, and a silver plate engraved by Paul Revere. And lastly, there are 31 towns in the U.S. that contain the word liberty. And the largest town is right up the street where I used to live, Liberty, Missouri, with a population of 32,865. I hope that was something that gave you some interest. Pass it on as you're celebrating with all your friends today. Listen, I want to wish you a happy holiday. I know some people aren't, doing it, but it's all good. God bless America, and God bless you. We'll see you next time.